Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal that 3 wrecking balls will threaten some Salem romances. Some schemers and sabotage plots are ahead. So let's discuss which relationships will be in jeopardy and why. 1. Sophia tricks Tate and puts his romance with Holly at risk. For starters, Sophia Choi will stir up some dorm drama at Salem U, where she'll be attending this fall. Since Sophia still wants Tate Black for herself, she'll decide to blow up his relationship with Holly Jonas. Sophia will go as far as taking scandalous photos of Holly while she's asleep, and will no doubt use them for nefarious purposes. Tate will get duped by the scheme that Sophia's cooking up, so she could pull him closer, at least until her trickery is exposed. Days spoilers say Sophia's baby deception won't help matters, so she won't get the happy ending she's after with Tate. 2. Jealous Belle comes between Sean and Jada. Sean Brady and Jada Hunter's connection has been put on the back burner, but it'll come back around eventually. Once it does, Belle Black will find that she isn't a fan of Jada and Sean's growing bond. Now that Belle has dumped Dimera, old feelings could eventually reignite for Sean. Days spoilers hint that jealous Belle will try to come between Jada and Sean, so stay tuned for updates on whether she'll succeed. 3. Stephanie's ex issues threaten future with Alex over. With Stephanie Johnson, she's got some ex issues of her own coming up. All signs point to Michael Rourke sliding into the role of Jeremy Horton and making trouble for Stephanie this autumn on Days. Stephanie and Alex Kyriakis are in a good place romantically, but that may not be the case for much longer. Jeremy could make some waves and try to sabotage Stephanie's future with Alex so he can steal her back. Duel fans will see these wrecking balls and a whole lot more, so don't miss all the chaotic news and disastrous consequences. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Salem will be full of surprises in the coming months. Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal that Brady Black will launch a baby truth investigation. Steve Johnson will help uncover some disturbing Sophia Choi news, so let's discuss all the growing suspicions. During Sophia and Brady's encounter at the pub, she made the mistake of referring to the baby as a him instead of a her. Sophia acted like it was a slip of the tongue and changed the sentence structure to make it seem like she was talking about Tate Black. It was actually a pretty nice save, so Sophia probably would have gotten away with it if it hadn't been for Sarah Horton Kyriakis. Brady flashed back to Sarah's surprised reaction about Sophia's baby being a girl when she first got updates. Now the wheels are turning for Brady, so he can't let this go. Sarah managed to make Brady even more suspicious when he questioned her, which led to her reminder that she couldn't share any medical details. That left Brady convinced there was indeed something to spill, but he can't get answers from Sarah. Instead, Days spoilers say Brady will turn to Steve at Black Patch and put his PI skills to good use. Steve is awfully good at digging for information and finding out things other people want to bury. That's why Brady will trust Steve to help him get to the bottom of this weird situation. Days spoilers say Brady will admit he has concerns about Sophia and what she's hiding. Brady's gut will be telling him that something's off here, so he'll want to know the real story. Of course, Duel viewers already know Sophia gave birth to a baby boy and put him in the safe haven box. Sophia later pretended to give birth to a little girl in Chicago and claimed she handed her off to adoptive parents who now won't let Tate see the baby. Once Steve starts poking around, Days spoilers say Melinda Trask's carefully crafted plan could begin to fall apart. Will Steve somehow score proof that the baby was male and not female? Could Steve realize the adoptive parents named on the documents don't actually exist? It doesn't look like the whole Tesoro truth will come out just yet, but Brady will still get some alarming info once the investigation results are in. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Melinda will scramble to salvage her scheme, but more trouble's brewing. Days of Our Lives spoilers are in for the week of August 25th, 2025. Fans can expect Kat Green to ask Dimera for a job. Philip Kyriakis reconnects with Belle Black. Plus, Ari Horton confronts Gabi Hernandez. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the Peacock soap opera. Let's start off with Kat, who just found out that she's out of a job. Due to all of EJ's hospital budget cuts, Marlena Evans has a leave of absence coming up. The doctor told Kat that it was indefinite. Since someone needs to keep an eye on Rachel Black's mental health, it's actually good timing that Marlena will be on a leave of absence. Meanwhile, Kat will turn to EJ for a job. She would certainly get a good reference from Marlena. However, Kat is also looking into EJ as part of her ISA mission. It is also teased that Kat will clue Rafe Hernandez in. Over with Kristen Dimera, she has confessed to shooting EJ. Fans know the woman is innocent this time, but is protecting Rachel. Marlena tried to reason with Kristen, but she's determined. Later, Brady Black confronts Kristen. Then, Brady shares his suspicions with Steve Johnson. Is this about the shooting? Or could it be about the Titan investigation? Days of Our Lives spoilers for the week of August 25th reveal that Tate Black and Holly Jonas have a run-in with Sophia Choi. Later, Holly confronts Sophia. Will the girl tell Holly the truth about the baby? Fans will also see Belle and Philip reconnect. The Kyriakis heir will also tell Belle that she deserves way better than EJ. Alex Kyriakis has an awkward encounter with Jada Hunter. Alex will also advise Xander Cook Kyriakis. Xander and Stephanie Johnso discuss the PR plan. Ari demands the truth from Gabi. Later, Gabi takes matters into her own hands. Plus, Abe Carver has a new job. Sarah Horton Kyriakis vents to Marlena. Plus, Gwen Rizchek von Leuschner blasts Leo Stark. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of August 25th, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Keep watching the soap on Peacock to find out what happens next. Days of Our Lives spoilers are in for the week of August 25th, 2025. Fans can expect Kat Green to pitch a job with EJ Dimera. Belle Black bonds with Philip Kyriakis. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the Peacock soap opera. Let's begin with Kat, who is now unemployed. The blonde didn't do anything wrong. Marlena Evans thought Kat was a great assistant. However, due to EJ's budget cuts at the hospital, Marlena is taking an indefinite leave of absence. That means there is no more job for Kat. Since Kat is investigating EJ anyway, she will turn to him for a job. Marlena would surely give her a good reference too. It is also stated that Kat drops a few hints to Rafe Hernandez. Over at the jail, the newest inmate is Kristen Dimera. The mother confessed to shooting EJ to protect her daughter. However, the truth always comes out eventually. Even though Rachel didn't mean to shoot EJ, she was brazen enough to grab the gun in the first place. If she truly has dissociative amnesia, then she needs serious mental health treatment or it could happen again. Later, Brady Black demands the truth from Kristen. After that, Brady opens up to Steve Johnson. Days of Our Lives spoilers for the week of August 25th reveal that Holly Jonas and Tate Black run into Sophia Choi. Later, Sophia ends up being confronted by Holly. Will Sophia break under the pressure? Fans will also watch as Belle reconnects with Philip. At one point during the upcoming week, Philip tells Belle that she deserves so much better than EJ. Alex Kyriakis and Jada Hunter have an awkward encounter. Later, Alex tries to advise Xander Cook Kyriakis. Xander and Stephanie Johnson have a discussion about the public relations plan. Plus, Ari confronts her mother. Later, Gabi decides to take the bull by the horns. Abe Carver tells Paulina Price that he has a new job. Sarah Horton Kyriakis unloads her frustration on Marlena. Plus, Gwen Rizchek von Leuschner has another explosive encounter with Leo Stark. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of August 25th, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Keep watching the soap on Peacock to find out what happens next. A surprise couple ends up in bed together, and a few Salemites begin questioning Kristen's surprise confession to EJ's shooting, according to the Days of Our Lives spoilers. Plus, warnings are issued, threats are made, and a concerned father starts delving into the truth about his son's baby. Here's your day's video preview for the week of August 25th to 29, 2025. After striking out with Xander, Gabi moves forward with a new Kyriakis man, Philip. In fact, the duo ends up in bed together. "Morning," coos Gabi. "Well, hello there," counters Philip as he turns to see the sultry Latina lying next to him. Later, Gabi shares her news of her latest conquest with Javi. "Okay, you have to tell me everything," says her cousin. Gabi doesn't really know how to respond. I don't know where I stand with either of them, admits Gabi. Apparently not very well with Philip, who quickly turns his attentions to Belle. What are you going to do with your day off? Philip asks his ex-wife. What do you suggest? Retorts Belle. I suggest we play hooky together, says Philip. Read this. Check out what's happening on the Monday, August 25th episode of Days. EJ and Chad discuss the outcome of Johnny's trial, specifically, how Kristen derailed the proceedings and admitted to being EJ's assailant. She publicly confessed to shooting me, EJ shares with his brother. Chad isn't buying it. But it just doesn't add up, notes Chad. Chad's not the only one who's doubting Kristen's confession. So is Leo. He later tells Chad, in my opinion, it's all too convenient. Watch this. Soap Hub Says provides the weekly breakdown you don't want to miss. Brady's suspicions grow about Sophia's version of what happened to her and Tate's baby, so he pays a visit to Steve's office. I have a gut feeling that Sophia isn't telling us everything that happened, he tells the PI. Meanwhile, Susan shows up on Marlena's doorstep with a dire warning. Whatever is going on with you has gotten worse, she announces. Marlena looks at her concerned, and Holly is quickly catching on to Sophia's game plan, namely, Operation Snare Tate. If you think you're going to steal my boyfriend, you better think again, declares Holly, kissing Tate in front of Sophia to prove her point. Gwen has a message for Leo, too. Enjoy your happiness while it lasts, she tells him, regarding his flourishing relationship with Javi. Is Gwen planning to derail the happy couple? Last week's drama is sending some Salemites spiraling in the week ahead. Here are 3 major moments to watch out for on Days of Our Lives. Despite college about to pull them apart, Holly has been keeping Tate distracted from constantly thinking about the daughter he never got to meet. Of course, only Sophia, Melinda, and now Sarah know the truth about the baby, and despite Sarah's efforts to nudge Sophia into telling the truth, the teen is remaining tight-lipped about giving up the baby boy. After the couple have a surprise run-in with Sophia midweek, Holly will end the week confronting her former best friend. Will it be Holly who discovers the truth about baby Tesoro? And if she does, how will Sophia stop her from telling Tate? Read this. Deidre Hall reflects on 39 years since Day's wedding with Drake Hogestyn. Abe hasn't been heard from much since selling the rights to Body and Soul and ending production of the soap in Salem. The former police commissioner is in need of something new, and on Tuesday, he'll reveal a new gig to Paulina. Only time will tell what Abe has up his sleeve now. Rachel continues being at the center of everything her parents do. This time, Kristen took the fall for her daughter's most serious crime yet, shooting her uncle EJ. While Brady confronts his ex about confessing to a crime she was previously cleared up, Marlena will console Rachel when she learns her mother has been arrested. But the question remains, does Rachel remember shooting her uncle? Or has she truly blocked it from her memory? Marlena still thinks about John every day on Days of Our Lives, and her portrayer Deidre Hall has taken to social media to celebrate a special anniversary and show she's still thinking about the late Drake Hogestyn. Hogestyn, who passed away nearly a year ago, played John on Days for over 30 years. But for his first 5 years in Salem, Hogestyn played the presumed dead Roman. When Hogestyn's character was believed to be Roman, he and Hall's Marlena married, which would later be remembered as John and Marlena's first wedding. Hall took to Instagram with a blast from the past, sharing a clip was the memorable wedding. I simply blinked, and it was 39 years later. It still feels magical, Hall captioned the video. The actress received a slew of comments from fellow Salemites, starting with on-screen daughter Martha Madison, who revealed, "And my love of daytime TV began," hat icons. Read this. Days Jackie Harry and other soap faves joined Celebrity Weakest Link. Lindsay Godfrey chimed in with, "What a pair of absolute babes," while Greg Ricart simply called the moment incredible. Days' official Instagram account even popped in with a heart and heart eyes emojis, while Judy Evans said, "Gorgeous!" With a handful of fire emojis. Fans also flooded the comments to show their love for the Salem super couple. "This meant everything to 15-year-old me. What you and Drake built changed the course of my life," one shared, while another said, This wedding was everything and is still magical 39 years later. One longtime fan even admitted, "I skipped a lot of school for Jarlina." Here are your Days of Our Lives spoilers for Monday, August 25th, 2025. Kristen still doesn't know if she really needed to falsely confess to shooting EJ because the jury never got a chance to deliver its verdict. For the moment, Leo is still keeping mum, but it doesn't matter because Kristen is now in a holding cell at the Salem PD. As soon as Brady hears the news, he heads down there with rage in his eyes. How could he allow Rachel to get up on the stand and testify when she had the answer all along? In Brady's eyes, she let their child suffer to save herself, but Brady has no idea that Kristen threw herself on her sword to save their child. Kristen knows she can't tell Brady the truth. First, he'd be horrified to learn what their daughter accidentally did, and second, he may disagree with Kristen's solution to their little problem and ruin things for everyone. False confessions also don't look good with the authorities. Poor Rachel is devastated when she hears that her mother is now in jail for shooting Uncle EJ. She was so afraid that she put Johnny behind bars with her testimony that she never imagined that Kristen could have been the culprit. Marlena is there for her granddaughter, as she promised Christy she would be. But will she be the help that Rachel needs right now? EJ is relieved that Johnny is free, but he never expected Kristen to take the fall for a crime she didn't commit. Now, he has to deal with Chad's suspicions because his brother just doesn't buy it. Nothing about Kristen's story makes sense to Chad, including the timing of things. When he found EJ, he could have sworn that Kristen was still in the shower. Plus, her story is just a little too convenient. EJ laughs off Chad's skepticism, as he knows how crucial it is for everyone to believe that Kristen shot him. At least Chad employs one of the jurors and may be able to get to the bottom of things. Catch all new episodes of Days of Our Lives weekdays on Peacock. We've seen Days of Our Lives star Stacey Hyduck shoot fire from her eyes as Kristen Dimera executes her many schemes. This time, however, she burned brightly for a different reason. Kristen confessed to shooting EJ to keep her daughter, Rachel, from taking the fall. Soap Central is bestowing Performer of the Week honors for Days on Hyduck for Kristen's passionate courtroom confession. Hyduck is celebrating 7 years on Days of Our Lives, but it's the viewers who got the gift this week when Kristen learned that Rachel had blocked from her mind that she was the one who plugged Uncle EJ with lead. Instead of going into denial or attack mode, Hyduck embraced her character's maternal instincts to protect her daughter. She didn't lose her calculating edge, as Kristen begged EJ for more time so she could figure out the best course of action. Hyduck brought a mix of rage and fear to her eyes when EJ informed his sister it was up to her how to make sure Johnny wasn't convicted. EJ wasn't able to give Kristen much time as the clock was ticking. The jury was coming back with its verdict. Kristen tried flattery by telling her brother that there was no way the jury would convict Johnny. Alas, she didn't have time to bribe the judge, something Hyduck made Kristen play as a viable option. The best EJ could tell his sister was that he would testify that Rachel shot him by accident, and given Rachel's age, she likely wouldn't be sent to jail. But Kristen was concerned about Rachel's mental health as well as her physical well-being. The writers set the stage for Kristen to feel all kinds of emotions, and the actress brought all of them to our screens. EJ proposed to Kristen that she find a sacrificial lamb to pin his shooting on. Stefano's daughter did just that, only in this case, it was a sacrificial lioness. Kristen burst into the courtroom just as the verdict in Johnny's trial was about to be read and confessed to the shooting. Kristen shot a look at EJ that screamed she was lying, but the judge took the Days of Our Lives villainess at her word and had her taken in for questioning. Just as Hyduck committed to the material, Kristen, likewise, devoted herself to a script she'd written in her head. She came up with a plausible scenario in which she fired the gun at her brother. "Something just came over me, and I reached for the gun, picked it up, and I pointed it at my brother," Kristen lied. "The gun went off. It was an accident." Hyduck had Kristen's voice crack as she showed genuine fear over the situation. But Kristen wasn't scared for herself. She was deeply afraid that her story might not sound valid, and attention would then turn to Rachel. Ironically, Kristen won the admiration of her longtime nemesis, Marlena, who told her that she couldn't go through with her confession. I don't have the right to ask you this, but I'm going to ask you anyway, Kristen said to Marlena, as she requested that she look after her daughter while Kristen was in prison. Hajduk had Kristen break down after she came to realize the circumstances of her last-minute confession would make Brady hate her. It was then that Hajduk tapped into her character's vulnerable side on an even deeper level. If I can help my daughter, then it's a sacrifice I am willing to make, Kristen shared. My daughter means more to me than anything else in this world. Kudos to Hajduk for showing that Kristen has many facets to her persona, including that of a loving mother who would sacrifice her own freedom so that her daughter could be safe.